I want to thank everyone for joining us for the 2020 Alpha Team Selection Draft. I cannot believe you guys are booing the Dallas Cowboys. Texas boy is going to be very upset. And with the number 1 pick in the Alpha Draft, Evo Exius. I think that's how you say it. I'm sure he's going to correct me if I'm wrong. He's new to the league and literally just joined a minute before we started team selections. Now, I don't know a whole lot about him, but he's talking shit already, which means he's going to fit right in. So with the number 1 pick, Evo takes the Green Bay Packers. That's right, 31 teams continue to fall in the Alpha Team Draft. Surely nobody had the Green Bay Packers penciled in as the top selection. But there they are, fuck it. This guy's got to paint his girlfriend green and yellow before they roll around in the frozen tundra. It's the only explanation I'm accepting. The Packers aren't lacking despite the surprise here. Aaron Rodgers is a beast at quarterback, Devontae Adams at wide receiver, Adrian Amos at strong safety, and they've got 2 studs on the offensive line in Bakhtiari and Beluga. With the number 2 pick, T-Mac turns in his draft card. Should come as no surprise to anyone that T-Mac takes the best team available, the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland Browns go 2nd overall. Unbelievable. T-Mac has had his time to shine in the playoffs. He's been a consistent playoff team in the past, and they hope to continue that trend here in the upcoming Madden season. Now, the Brownies haven't managed to trade away Odell Beckham yet, so he's probably still going to be on the roster, and he is surrounded by talent. Jarvis Landry is one of the league's best possession wide receivers. He just can't seem to find the end zone. Chubb has been known to be a wrecking ball once he gets going. Mayfield's young and cocky, and he should be able to be progressed pretty well. And there's more. They've got Kareem Hunt and David Njoku, and they've got a solid offensive line. Defensively, Myles Garrett's knocking dudes out with helmets. Denzel Ward, Greedy Williams. How the fuck is this not a Super Bowl team? Oh yeah, it's the Browns. And it's T-Mac. So, on paper, they're monsters, but let's see how they do on the sticks. With the number 3 pick, it's a newcomer to the Alpha League, and I'm going to really screw up this name. It's either Marcy Momos or Marky Momos or Marky Mark. I don't know. But I don't know a lot about this guy. I was told, quote, I play an Alpha for the talent, so I'm sending you some talent. So I hope you live up to your billing here, bro. And since he's the new guy in the league, we know what that means, right? With the number 3 pick, he's obviously going to take the best team available. So Marky Mark, or whatever your name is, takes the San Francisco 49ers. Now, this is a Super Bowl team, so I can't really say anything bad. I mean, the roster is loaded. They've got Kittle, DeForest Buckner, D. Ford. They've got USA track star Marcus Goodwin. They've got Tevin Coleman, Jason Verrett, Nick Bosa, Garoppolo, all solid. It is a talented Super Bowl team, which means we should see him in the playoffs every year. I mean, I'm sure the league has something to say about that, though. With the number 4 pick, Nabil is on the clock. Now, he's a Baltimore homer. Nabil was all about Lamar Jackson when most of us said he should be a running back and could not throw with any accuracy. So, I'll eat crow on that one. I absolutely said it. But absolutely no surprise here, Nabil takes his hometown team, the Baltimore Ravens. I have renewed confidence in our selection process. Thanks, Nabil. Nabil is a repeat playoff contender, and he's holding a grudge. He says I didn't include him in the list of Hall of Famers in our hype video, and he won a Super Bowl. He claims he was undefeated that season, but I'm old. My memory's kind of fuzzy. Maybe it was Alpha 17 or 18? I don't know. That was way long ago. Either way, Nabil should be on that list because he was a Super Bowl winner. The Ravens have obviously got Lamar Jackson and his ridiculous self, and I'm kind of glad that Nabil has him, because Nabil's not the mutt type. He's not going to run back 40 yards behind the line of scrimmage and throw bombs. Nabil will keep it sim and realistic, so that means less booting out of the league and less punishment for me. But outside of that, he's also got Hollywood Brown. That O-line is sick, even though Yonda hung up the cleats. Marlon Humphrey likes to take the ball the other way, and Earl Thomas is definitely not dead yet. So the Ravens are a tough out, especially in the Bills' hands. So that takes us to the number 5 pick. Augustine is another guy I do not know much about. He was a referral from one of our legacy guys who's been here since day one. So I hope you don't let the legacy guy down. Hint, don't let him down. I'm told the playoffs are something he dreams about at night, but maybe hasn't consistently gotten there. Or maybe he's never gotten there. This was an easy pick for Augustine, though. To get his team at the 5th overall is a shock. And with the number 5 pick, Augustine takes the Kansas City. What the fuck is going on? The Dallas Cowboys? Yes, he took the Cowboys, folks. It's gotta be a homer pick. And Texas Boy is later going to mention to me in this draft, Just give me the Cowboys. Well, guess what, Texas boy? You referred the guy who took him from you. So you gotta blame yourself. First thing is Augustine better be good at math. I'm hoping you're an accountant because you've got some cap challenges, and Dak needs a new pair of shoes. He's surrounded by talent with Zeke, Amari Cooper, DeMarcus Lawrence, O-line for days, and he's got a really fast linebacker group. The number 6 pick, I kid you not, ran to the microphone as soon as he found out he was on the clock. Now this was a last-minute replacement because someone dropped out during the team selection draft. I don't know anything about the dude, and he's not played in any former MSL leagues before, so he's new to all of us. So don't let us down, Ant-Man. That means read the rules, say sweet things to them, tuck them under your pillow at night until you know them. I tell this to all the new people in the league, it's going to be a little frustrating. There's a ton of talent here, we've got great players, and new great players struggle. Good players never make the playoffs. That said, Ant-Man's going to use his Dr. Pym magic and select the Seattle Seahawks. Seattle's got all the markings of a playoff team: Russell Wilson, Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf, the Griffin brothers, and by the way, one of our Super Bowl prizes is a mini helmet signed by both Griffin brothers. That brings us to the number 7 pick. Now, Squire Famous is probably new to most of you. I played with him in another Discord league last year. He ran amok with Joe Mixon as the Bengals. We know he can run the ball effectively as he ran for over 2,000 yards every season. But let's see how he can do with his new team. But who's available at number 7? Is there anybody good? Surprise, surprise, surprise. Squire turns in his selection card, and finally, the Kansas City Chiefs are off the board. Possibly the best quarterback in the game with former cover model Patrick Mahomes. They've got Tyreek Hill, the cheetah, Hardman, the best tight end in Kelsey, and a team around them that's going to set them up for a football legacy. Speed is definitely not an issue for the Kansas City Chiefs. Hopefully Squire can learn to throw the ball, though, and not let that team go to waste. Now, the number 8 pick brings Chainbreaker on the clock, and he was actually caught dozing off during the draft. So after 4 hours went by, I had to finally skip him. But we're going to treat it as if the time ran out on an NFL draft card, which means as soon as he comes back, he can make his pick immediately. But anyone else can steal the picks before him. So Calvin's going to jump on here real fast at number 9. Calvin, he's a former Super Bowl winner. He probably is not going to see this video because he hasn't installed Discord yet. Apparently there's a problem with some space on his phone. I don't know. He's got too many Pokemon or episodes of Drake and Josh. He doesn't know what to delete. Alright, truth time. I have no idea what the hell a Drake and Josh is. I've heard people talk about it, but I'm assuming it's some sort of Nickelodeon or Disney show that I was too old to see. Anyway, eventually when he gets around to it, he'll see this. Now, the Raiders are Calvin's favorite team, and Las Vegas is a very alluring town. So it's no surprise here that Calvin's going to take his favorite team, the Las Vegas Raiders. The wide receiver speed that goes with it, beyond Tyrell Williams and J.J. Nelson, as Gruden likes to say,
run right by his ass! Scare him to death!
Derek Carr is serviceable. I would guess he needs a running back. Everyone knows they need a pass rusher, and I'm really not in love with their linebackers either. They've got some fast corners, but none of them know how to cover, so he's got some work with that team. The number 10 pick brings Aim Codge. Aim Codge? You know what? Fuck it. Aim. Aim is back out of retirement. He's a former Super Bowl winner. He's an elite player who's making his return to Alpha after a year off. Can he recapture his past success? We're going to be finding out soon enough. Now, Aim is a Green Bay fan who was going to draft him here despite not liking taking him this early in the draft. Thanks, Evo. You took care of that one for him. But after some soul searching, Aim dropped his card on the desk and it read New Orleans. The Saints are now off the board. First ballot Hall of Famer Drew Brees, Michael Thomas could be the best wide receiver in the league conversation, and Alvin Kamara, Cam Jordan, Marshawn Lattimore, Demario Davis, they've got a solid offensive line. So guess what, Smacks? You are on the clock at number 11. Now, Smacks is a longtime Alpha owner, he's a longtime playoff seeker, and he might be older than I am. Believe it or not, I'm not positive, but I know we're close. We're definitely the old dogs in the league. Smacks is a solid owner. He's always active. He contributes a ton to the league, so we're super happy to have him. And with his pick, Smacks is going homer for sure. Everybody saw this one coming. The Tennessee Titans are off the board. Ryan Tannehill, who is disrespected in Miami by fans and non-fans alike.
Disrespect is real around here.
He's found a resurgence in Tennessee where he continues to play well. Derrick Henry's a bulldozer behind a solid line anchored by Taylor Lewan. A.J. Brown is definitely no joke at wide receiver. Jonnu Smith is going to be an emerging tight end talent. Good luck with that, Smacks. With the number 12 pick, Texas boy is on the clock. Now, Tex is one of the league's best trash talkers. He's got the sticks to back it up as well. He recently claimed to me he hasn't quite had the Madden itch to be as dominant as he once was, but that could be just a charade to hide those diminishing stick skills. Maybe a pandemic and the possibility of no football this year is what gets him focused. After Augustine stole his hometown team, Tex was left scrambling. His next 4 selections were taken, and he finally ended up with a team that I couldn't believe was available, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Already set with a good team, the Buccaneers added Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski to play alongside Ronald Jones, who is way underrated by everyone that plays Madden. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, those are elite-type receivers, folks. O.J. Howard, Ndamukong Suh, Levante David. Look, the Bucs are a good team. The Bucs are a good fit for Tex. I wouldn't want to face him twice a season, unless his stick skill really is diminishing. And then he's going to tell you you suck and take a blue pill to get back in the game. With number 13, Watts is on the clock. Now, Watts is a legacy guy, and Watts and I had a falling out a couple years ago, but that shit's erased. Hey, cancel culture is all the rage right now, right? Cancel that shit. He's also a hardcore Falcons fan, so this should be a pretty easy pick for him, right? Dome team, Falcons fan? Nope. Watts done fucked it all up. Didn't take his Falcons here. It took 2 picks before he landed his team, but he did pick the Minnesota Vikings. Watts likes to run the ball, and he shall do so with Dalvin Cook, as long as he doesn't sprain his ankle or something while I'm recording this video. Thielen is a monster. Harrison Smith anchors that defense at free safety. And God, don't forget about Hunter and Kendricks at linebacker. Yeah, Watts is going to do well with these guys. With number 14, Tall Midget's on the clock. And I think he's got one of the most underrated names in our league's history. He's always a contender and always in the playoffs. He's also a massive Texans fan. So we all can see this pick coming, right? And yes, Tall Midget does indeed take the Houston Texans. He gets to command Deshaun Watson, David Johnson, and all that blazing speed at wide receiver with Will Fuller, Brandon Cooks, and Kenny Stills. J.J. Watt is still no joke outside of his State Farm commercials, and that defense is really solid. And with the number 15 pick, it looks like I am finally on the clock. Now, for those of you guys that are new, here's a little bit about myself. I run the league like it's a business. I'm on top of my shit. I come down hard on people that break the rules. Now, you guys are going to get a little leniency to adjust, but don't do something outrageous that makes me boot you right out the gate. First off, quitting is an automatic removal. I expect you guys to man up and finish your games. If you think someone is breaking a rule, pause the game and text me, message me on Discord. I will check it out. If someone messages you that you are breaking a rule, pause the game and make sure you're not. The rules are posted. You can easily check them. We do self-police ourselves really well here, and most of the guys, when they tell you you're breaking a rule, you probably are. But if you think you aren't, message me, pause the game, and I'll solve it while it's paused. Now, I also like to put the league before myself. It's why I will never ever have a top 5 selection in the team drafts. I also don't play favorites. So if that's your default response to me when you get caught breaking a rule, guess what? You're not going to be here long. I've suspended myself. Back when I had a co-commissioner, I suspended him and eventually booted him from the league. Guys, I don't play favorites. I'm an asshole to everyone when it comes to the rules.
Get the fuck out!
Anyway, also when it comes to team selections, because I'm the only one that knows what all the teams are, I will always take the Miami Dolphins if they're available. It's only fair because I get that slight advantage of seeing the teams that are left. There's certainly better teams on the board right now than Miami, but it's going to be the Miami Dolphins, the greatest football team. Tua Tagovailoa, get used to saying it, get used to seeing it, get used to hearing it. Tua throws another pick. Tua throws a 7th pick. Tua throws a 12th pick. You know it, it's coming. I'm also excited to get Breida at halfback. We've got some shutdown corners in Xavier Howard and Byron Jones. They're going to do some work. But the rest of the roster, yeah, we've probably got some work in progress. Now, Smiles is on the clock at pick 16. Smiles has been a perennial playoff team. He's got some Super Bowls to back it up. We've seen a lot of homer picks this draft so far, and Smiles probably isn't going to disappoint. He's an Eagles fan. They're available, and guess what? He takes them at 16. They've got Jason Kelce, Brandon Brooks, and Lane Johnson anchoring an aging but stout offensive line. The Eagles also have a nice D-line with Fletcher Cox and Hargrave. Carson Wentz, he's either a guy you love or hate. You either love him or you think he's overrated. I say overrated, but that's just me. Zach Ertz is a tight end monster. He might as well be a receiver. And Deshaun Jackson, well, you know, he gets in trouble in social media, so we'll see how Smiles handles that. And with the 17th pick, it's a Giants fan and his Bourbon Bonanza. Now, Giants is a playoff contender every year. He's streaky like myself. Sometimes he's either at the top of his game, other times it's like, well, Texas Boy went and got the other T-Mac to play his game. Yeah, that guy was really, really bad.
You're killing me, Smalls.
So, are we going to get our 4th straight homer pick? Midget took the Texans. I took the Dolphins because I'm required to by commissioner law. Smiles took his Eagles. And yes, Giants fan took his New York Giants. Daniel Jones may be the real deal in New York, but I'm curious to see how Madden treats him this year. Barkley is an absolute stud. The wide receivers can use some work, but that combination of Peppers and the rookie Xavier McKinney, they look to be good bookends on that defense. Can't wait to see how the Giants play out for him. Fam, as we call him, he's going to roll in at number 18. Fam is one of the few folks in the league that I've actually met in real life. On a couple of work trips up to Cleveland, I was able to hang out with Fam and T-Mac one night. I vaguely remember getting faded at some bowling alley. Bowling is apparently the thing you do on Wednesday nights in Cleveland. Anyway, T-Mac stole his Browns, so Fam's going to have to go with his second choice. So with that, he takes the Arizona Cardinals. Now, Arizona's an intriguing team to me. Kyler Murray isn't bad, but he's not great. Kenyon Drake isn't bad, but he's not great. And they added Hopkins at wide receiver. They've got Fitz, who, he catches everything, but he's slow as fuck now. Chandler Jones on defense isn't something you should overlook, and that rookie Simmons is going to get some love from the ratings gods, we know that. Patrick Peterson, Buda Baker in the defense, yeah, that could be okay. And then at number 19, it's Child Please, or CP as we like to call him.
I am the greatest.
He's always a threat to take the Super Bowl trophy home with him. Although CP has had the most trouble winning trophies here in Alpha. He either hasn't won one or won one in Madden 18 or 19. I forget, and shame on me for that. Either way, he's not someone I would toy with or underestimate. CP couldn't get his Ravens, which we're all grateful for, and he waffles a bit on his choices here, but he ultimately decides on the Panthers. CP will do some work with Teddy Bridgewater, and I don't know why, but I keep forgetting about Teddy Bridgewater. McCaffrey, we know he's a home run threat every snap, and they picked up Robbie Anderson, so CP has some speed on the outside, along with DJ Moore. A solid O-line, a defense in progress. Look, I'd be concerned having to play this team, and you should probably be too. And now we're at pick number 20. We are flying now. For those of you keeping track, Chainbreaker still has yet to pick, and he had the 8th overall pick, so wake up, Chainbreaker. Here at number 20, straight coach is on the clock. His hometown Panthers are gone right in front of him. So what does that mean he's going to do here? There's still several good teams available, and the pick is in. It's the Cincinnati Bengals. The Burrow hype train stops at number 20. Look, the Bengals are better than advertised when it comes to Madden. They've got a new rookie quarterback that's going to progress real fast. Joe Mixon can be a beast at halfback. AJ Green may be slowing down, but John Ross is not, and we know speed kills. Dunlap and Adkins are older, but they're still producing. Guys, it might be a rough first year, but the pieces and opportunities are here to turn this team around and make them big-time contenders in years 2 and beyond. And now we come to pick number 21. Shano is another Green Bay fan. So, how do we have so many fucking Green Bay fans in this league? What the hell? Shano's another guy that can consistently make the playoffs. He's solid on both offense and defense, and his stick can get real nasty at times. So what do you do if you've got a nasty stick and the pack isn't available? Well, they choose the sun and the beauty that comes out of Los Angeles. He takes the lesser of the LA teams, the Chargers. Rookie Justin Herbert sets the team up for the long-term haul. Austin Eckler and Justin Jackson, and everyone knows what Keenan Allen can do. Mike Williams is trying to become like Chris Carter and be known as the guy that only catches touchdowns. Hunter Henry has always been a good Madden player. And then on defense, you've got Joey Bosa, Mark Ingram, Chris Harris Jr. now, and you've got Derwin James smacking people around.
You got knocked the fuck out, man!
And it's Bloom King. Well, Bloom King was out on a date, and this man does more research before he picks a team than anybody I know. I mean, he had flowcharts, he had strings tied to notepads. He ranked each individual person by skill, speed, and the hotness of their wives, and then he looked the teams up in Notre Dame's quatrains. Yeah, alright, enough of that. He's a playoff guy, he's going to get a solid team, or he's going to make it solid. So when he took the Colts, it was no surprise. Rivers is still a good guy for another year or two, and they drafted Jacob Easeman. Is he going to be the guy going forward? I'm not sure yet. But they also already have Marlon Mack, and they also added Jonathan Taylor. They've got a solid offensive line to run behind. T.Y. Hilton is deceptively a top-notch wide receiver in Madden. Justin Houston, Darius Leonard on the D-line, Hooker at safety. Guys, there's a whole lot to like about this Colts team. So here we are at pick number 23 and ready babies on the clock. But wait, what's this?
Are those my clocks right here?
Yeah, it's 8 o'clock.
Perfect. My experiment worked. They're all exactly 25 minutes slow.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me that it's 8:25?
Precisely.
Damn. I'm late for school.
Oh, good morning, Chainbreaker. You finally awake? You feel like making a pick? No, your Niners are gone. Broncos? Yeah, Broncos are available. So Chainbreaker makes his 8th overall pick, finally, here at 23, before Ready Baby's able to turn in the card. The Broncos were one of Ready's choices too. That's gonna hurt. Chainbreaker's been absent from Alpha lately, but I'm happy to see him return. He's always a good sim game, and everyone loves to play him. Now, the Broncos I personally think is a team that people are sleeping on. Locke should do nicely for a quarterback. The ratings guy seems to like him. The addition of Melvin Gordon at running back, along with Cortland Sutton, and adding rookies like Jerry Jeudy and that burner, KJ Hamler, who, by the way, has 94 speed, 95 excel. Yeah, that makes that offense scary as hell. Oh, and Jarrell Casey, Von Miller, Bradley Chubb on defense? Who are these guys? Yeah, I think people are sleeping on these Broncos. But let's get back to pick 23 before Chainbreaker woke up and jumped in. Ready Baby, he's an unknown to me, but I hear some of you played him in Watts' league KOM. Ready Baby was going to take the Broncos until Chainbreaker snaked him right out from under him, but he had to settle for his second choice, which is the Buffalo Bills, so I guess I'm going to get to know him pretty well. Now, the Bills are another forgotten team because they've been so bad for so long, no one really takes them seriously. But the truth is, Josh Allen is a monster. I'm not so high on Devin Singletary, but John Brown and Diggs can be a handful at wide receiver. On defense, this is where they shine. Ed Oliver, Jerry Hughes, Matt Milano, Tremaine Edmonds, Tre'Davious White, Levi Wallace, Micah Hyde. Look, you better play smart versus these guys, or they're going to make you pay. A season worth of building up on the offensive side will definitely help, but this defense is plug and play from the start. That's a good pick for 23rd overall. And now we're on to the final 8 teams. Here at pick number 24, it's Jeebus. Now, Jeebus is another guy that I met playing in that Discord league. He's a solid playoff producer. I think a lot of these legacy guys are going to look past him because that's what they do. That's what we've always done. It's until guys like Stokes, Maniac, Calvin, and Nabil come into the league and punch him in the mouth. It's just the way the league thinks, right? Anyway, Jeebus only had to give me 2 teams, and he got his second option, the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, the Jaguars don't have a complete offense or defense, but they've got good pieces on both sides of the ball. They just don't have a full set. So you've got Minshew at quarterback, Fournette at running back, you've got DJ Chark, and D.D. Westbrook at wide receiver for some speed, but the rest needs kind of some help. On defense, you've got Josh Allen, Miles Jack, and some other guys. The question is, are these pieces enough to build on? Yeah, probably, but he's definitely going to have to stick up. And that takes us to number 25, where Pat Tillman is always good to be seen on the roster. He's talented and relentless on the sticks. He may never, ever speak in the chat, but his win-loss record speaks loud enough. He's a man of few words, and as such, it makes total sense he took a team that has no mascot. The Washington, to be named laters, is off the board. Now, this team really divided everybody during the draft process, but it was obvious a lot of you were thinking about him. I can't tell you how many times I heard, "Man, I'm really rethinking my pick. Was Washington available when I chose?" I heard that many, many times. And then from everybody else, I heard, "Well, I'm not sure who I want, but I know I have Lions and Washington last. So as long as I don't get one of those 2 teams, I'm good." So what is Washington? Well, they've got Haskins, who's young and groomable. Juice and AP at running back, probably needs an upgrade there. But McLaurin's a burner, and they have a decent offensive line. It's not great, but it's really not horrible. On defense, Kerrigan, Deron Payne, Chase Young, Thomas Davis, Matt Ioannidis, Kendall Fuller, Landon Collins. Yeah, on defense, they're no joke. So if you love defense, and Tillman does, this team is going to flex for you. But if you love offense, you might be happy you didn't get him. And with the number 26 pick, it's Maniac. So Maniac fell asleep while he was texting his pick, so that's why he had to pick this morning. Maniac likes to talk a lot of trash, and more often than not, he's going to back it up on the sticks. When he does lose, he's going to tell you that you got lucky or that you got some kind of break. For you new guys, I'll tell you what the rest of us know. The quarterback is somehow going to slowly make his way towards the sideline, and he's somehow going to playmaker a wide receiver. Just follow the playmaker. Now, Maniac is solid on both sides of the ball. You can't make many mistakes. He's also a hardcore Jets fan. He loves to thump people with Jamal Adams. But before he resigns himself, he tests the water with the other teams. The Jets are on his list, but surprisingly, he didn't rank them first in this case. And Maniac gets lucky. Somehow, the better LA team is still available at 26, and he snags the Los Angeles Rams. Jared Goff leads an offense that's missing Gurley and Brandon Cooks, but Van Jefferson should do a solid replacement for Brooks. He's a burner. Now, let's see how Darrell Henderson does at running back. Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods, they're solid wide receivers, but they're not blazing. They do catch everything that's thrown at them, though. On defense, they've got Brockers, they've got Aaron Donald, who's in the 99 club, Jalen Ramsey, look, they're stars, and they've got a decent supporting cast. It will definitely be interesting to see if Maniac gets his star in Hollywood Boulevard in Los Angeles. Which way are you betting? And then at number 27, Dynasty bounces in. Now, Dynasty seems to be bouncing between coasts every single Madden year. Either he's on the East Coast or the West Coast. I have trouble keeping track, but that's life sometimes. He got his third choice in teams. He confidently picked the Bears and seemed to be very excited to get them. There are unconfirmed reports that Chi-Town cried a tear when this happened. We all know it. Dynasty is back to his playoff ways, but he's got some challenges here in Chicago. Does Nick Foles get the start? Is it going to be Trubisky? I don't know. Are you going to play Tariq Cohen, or is it going to be David Montgomery? Allen Robinson's going to get a burner at his side with rookie Darnell Mooney, and Ted Ginn is still running a 4-3 somehow in a wheelchair. Jimmy Graham used to be an amazing tight end. Is he still? I don't know. On defense, Khalil Mack obviously scares everybody. Roquan Smith can cover both sides of the field at the same time. Kyle Fuller, he's good, and there's other pieces in place here in Chicago. But is the Super Bowl shuffle going to come back to the Windy City? And pick number 28, Dish It Out, is on the clock. Now, for those of you that remember the 1 year we tried Facebook out, Dish was the best thing to come of that. He's a solid owner, and he's been a solid performer on the sticks. If he can find some consistency, we're all in trouble. So, who would you take at 28 if you're Dish It Out? There is still at least one decent dome team left, and they're actually better than decent. It's the Atlanta Falcons, and they're off the board. They've got Matt Ryan, Todd Gurley, Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley. That's an offense, folks. On defense, Deion Jones, Grady Jarrett, Dante Fowler. Look, we know they need a pass rusher, and they probably need a couple more upgrades on defense, but these guys are not slouches. This is a steal of a pick at number 28. Pick number 29, it's Ford Tough. This is the last of the people that are new to Alpha, and I know absolutely nothing about him. Maniac wants to see how he does versus some tough competition. There's only a couple teams left, and he's going to take the New England Patriots here. So this is really weird, because I don't know what to think of the Pats. It's like they went from Super Bowl favorites every year to, who are they, overnight, immediately as soon as Brady left. So what is left in New England? Well, they've got Cam Newton, Sony Michel, Julian Edelman, N'Keal Harry, and a solid offensive line. They do have some talent on defense, which includes 99 Club's Stephon Gilmore, Devin McCourty, and a few more pieces. But I really don't know how they're going to do. I look forward to seeing what Ford can do with them. And with pick number 30, it's the Coca-Cola man, which I don't know if he works for Coke anymore, but that's what I remember. It's Chi-Town is on the clock. Now, Chi-Town is a legacy guy. He's streaky just like me. He has his good runs, he's got his bad runs, but through it all, he's the same sim guy that you can play a million times and enjoy every single game. We're super lucky Chi-Town's in the league. The Steelers come off the board at number 30, and honestly, how the hell are they still there? Big Ben is serviceable for a year or two. James Conner can beat cancer, so he can definitely spin and beat those defenders. Juju, James Washington, Deontay Johnson, they're fast as hell and solid wide receivers. The offensive line is flexing. And then on defense, you've got TJ Watt, Devin Bush, Terrell Edmonds, Minka Fitzpatrick on defense. Guys, the Steelers are a good team. That's a great pick at number 30. And here we are, pick number 31. This is the last guy that actually gets to make a pick. Steady Ballin is back at Alpha, and he's looking to make a playoff run. Now, I haven't been following up on his recent Madden career, but I know he's a game that everyone enjoys to play. With two teams left, Steady's going to take the New York Jets. They were still open. Sam Darnold, he's young, and he's very easy to progress. Le'Veon Bell is a beast. Perriman is fast, but they could definitely use some wide receivers to help him out. Defensively, Quinnen Williams, CJ Mosley, Jamal Adams knocking people out.
Damn, son!
Marcus May, God, you could do a lot worse of a pick at number 31. So that leaves us at pick number 32. Made to Shine is the only guy that doesn't get to pick his team. He's left with the Detroit Lions. But guys, Stafford is a serviceable quarterback. They added DeAndre Swift, who should get some Madden ratings love. He's going to be a beast, I think. He could probably use some wide receivers, but Galladay isn't bad. Marvin Jones really isn't that bad. Hawkinson might as well be a wide receiver. The defense added Desmond Trufant and rookie Jeff Okudah to play alongside Jamie Collins and Reggie Ragland. I mean, the Lions aren't great, and depth is definitely an issue, but they aren't the dumpster fire that people think they are. Made to Shine's got his work cut out for him, but these Lions are a long way from when the Browns were 1-15 and the last team taken. And just like that, the Alpha Madden 21 team selection draft is over. Check out your divisions now.